Hi friends, this is Dr. Yanar Patil. I welcome you in the video lecture of automobile engineering. Friends, in this lecture, I am going to discuss transmission system. So let's start. Before I start, what is transmission system? What is the outcome of this lecture? At the end of this lecture, friends, you will be able to identify various elements of transmission system. You will be able to interpret the requirement of transmission system, and you will be able to list function of the clutch. So let's start. Transmission system. So when you think of transmission system, what is the need? There are few conditions a vehicle need to overcome or function, and to fulfill these different road conditions we have to have a transmission system. But what is transmission system? The engine power need to be transmitted to the rear wheel. So engine is located, engine produce mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy, unless and until being transmitted to the rear wheel, the vehicle will not move forward. So to transfer this mechanical energy developed by engine and to transmit that power to the rear wheel, we have transmission system. Any transmission system consists of clutch, gearbox, universal joint, propeller shaft, one more universal joint, differential, rear axle, and the power is finally given to the rear wheel. So this is the transmission system. So let us see what is the need. The first need is vehicle should negotiate gradient. So friends, you know, when you ride a bike on a road, the road is having gradient. So the gradient is steep when you drive your vehicle through ghat section. So in the ghat section you will find steep gradient. And then who will help to overcome negotiate steep gradient? Definitely gearbox is there. So whenever you want to overcome negotiate steep gradient, what we do? We shift the gear from 4 to second or even first. So when you shift the gears from high gear to low gears, then during that what we get maximum torque and very less speed, and that is the requirement when you are driving the vehicle on the steep gradient. So gearbox is provided to negotiate steep gradient. The second one is need to transmit power at 90 degree. You know friends, the power is need to be transmitted at 90 degree, and that's why differential helps to transmit the power at 90 degree. So differential is the element which will help to uh, transmit the power at 90 degree. Third one, need to provide motion in reverse direction. Again, this function can be achieved by means of gearbox only. Then engage and disengage engine from transmission. So you know friends, whenever you want to shift the gear, you operate clutch, isn't it? So clutch will help to engage and disengage engine from transmission. Next, now can you list the different parts elements of a transmission system? Yes, you can now. Engine, flywheel, clutch, gearbox, then propeller shaft, differential. These are the elements you will find in transmission system. Now the same thing I have produced here in a figure. This figure tells you about different elements of the transmission system. So this is a top view of a vehicle. In this top view you can see engine is located at the front. So this is engine, this is gearbox, and in between engine and gearbox you have a clutch. Then comes propeller shaft. You can see this propeller shaft. This is differential. You can see the differential, isn't it? So these are the major elements of a transmission system. So the power from engine is transmitted to the differential via clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, and these two black circles, they indicate universal joint. So universal joint is used to connect gearbox to the propeller shaft, and this second universal joint is used to connect propeller shaft to the differential. So this is the layout of a transmission system. Next, function and necessity of the clutch. Friends, you know, clutch is used to engage engine power with the gearbox. Then clutch is used to disengage engine power from the gearbox. So clutch, you need to remember one more thing. So clutch is located in between engine and gearbox. Unless until you locate the clutch between engine and gearbox, you cannot engage or disengage engine power from the gearbox. So remember this. Next, it connects engine power to the gearbox. Definitely it is used to connect engine power to the gearbox, and it works on principle of friction. So let's see. Engine cannot be started under loading condition, and this is the reason why we need clutch. Why we need clutch? Because when you want to run your engine, when you want to crank your engine, it should be free from the load. And how you can make it free from the load? By means of clutch. So when you operate clutch, engine is cut from rest of the system, and thus it is very easy to crank or start the engine. So this is the reason why we need clutch. Next, what are the requirement of clutch? So it's very easy. The first requirement is clutch should transmit the torque. Now when I say it should transmit the torque, we design the clutch to transmit 150% of the engine torque. Then it should allow gradual engagement because of its working principle, friction. Clutch allows gradual engagement of the torque. It means there is no jerks. Heat dissipation. You know friends, when there is a friction, there is heat generation, and that's why clutch should be designed in such a way that when there is a friction, the heat should be dissipated easily to the atmosphere. So this is the third requirement. If the heat is not dissipated to the atmosphere, friends, the friction liner will burn out. Okay. Fourth one, dynamic balancing. As the clutch is having rotating parts, so it should be balanced dynamically. Then size. So this is one more requirement of a clutch. If you want to design clutch for your two-wheelers, So you cannot use single plate clutch, you have to use multi plate clutch. But in case of a heavy duty or a truck or car, so you can go for single plate clutch because the space available for mounting the clutch is more. So you can go for single plate clutch. When there is a space limitations, you have to go for multi plate clutch. Then inertia of rotating masses should be minimum, definitely, as the clutch is having rotating members, the inertia should be less, and to have less inertia, the rotating masses, weight of the rotating masses should be minimum. And last one is ease of operation. Friends, clutch, to operate clutch you have to only operate one lever, so that is the requirement, and that is taken care by in all the clutches. Now, after knowing what is clutch, what is transmission system, I have one quiz for you. So if you are able to answer this, you just check it. Where is the clutch located in transmission system? There are two options: between engine and gearbox, or between gearbox and universal joint. So what do you think? The answer is, friends, so it is between engine and gearbox. So thank you, friends, for, and if you feel any, if you have any doubts, please feel free to contact or call on this number. Friends, if you like this video, don't forget to like it and forward it. Thank you very much.